How you doing? How you doing? Good morning. I just want to make a little video right now. Starting off with my condolences for Rocky Lockridge. Ricky Rocky Lockridge, 130 pound, two-time champion. He was WBA and also IBF champion at that division. And he defended his titles very handsomely there. Many world champions in the 126 and 130 pound division. Fought nothing but the best. Was classy inside and outside the ring at that time. Was only knocked out by in 126 pounds by Juan Norte in his career. He went the distance. Okay, when he retired, he got caught under the influence of illegal narcotics. Went to Camden. And Ocho beat that also. Not only he beat a lot of champions and won 2 belts, and won the distance with many of them, but he also beat substance abuse. That's what I understand. And he died at the age of 60 recently, I think yesterday. And much respect to him, Ricky Rocky Lockridge, great champion. Was an exciting fighter. Now, also, I want to do a weekend recap on Sergey Kovalev. He boxed beautifully in that fight. Not too many people were thinking he was going to win. Much congratulations for his magnificent trainer, Buddy McGirt, who also was a 2-division champion, 140 pound and 147 pound champion. Fought nothing but the best in the division. I think due to that rotator cuff injury that he had, that's why he started losing fights and later on in his career to guys like Pernell Whitaker. But when he was a top dog in that division at 147, Buddy McGirt was something to watch. He knew how to box. He had power. When he beat Simon Brown at 147, he even got paid more money. He got paid more money to fight Simon Brown and take his belt than the current champion. So he trained Sergey Kovalev to box, use his jab, work the distance, control the tempo. Sergey Kovalev was throwing a lot of punches in that fight, a lot of long jabs, everything, for him to please judges and win. And also, he wasn't taking any risks. He was real alert for counters, was up on his toes all night, accumulating punches. And Elidia Alvarez thought, like everybody else thought, the game plan was that he was going to wear him out and catch him with a punch and knock him out. I don't know why everybody thought that Kovalev was going to be like that. To tell you the truth, I think the first fight won the war. He won that fight. The thing with him was that he got out of his game plan. He dropped Andre Ward early and got out of his game plan. And Ward on the inside, he'd do anything to win. He's a southpaw. He could switch. He could do anything with the head, create cuts like when he fought Michael Kessler. So that created attributes. I think in the second fight, either he overtrained or he just took it lightly. And Andre Ward being a bigger man, heavier man, and on the inside attacking the body, won those fights. So everybody thought he was washed up after those fights. Still, he became a champion again. Regained the WBO championship by beating that fighter, Shabarovsky, and knocked him out. Shabarovsky is no joke. It's a tough cookie. Shabarovsky is no joke, and it's a tough cookie, Bob. And he knows how to fight. If he catch you slipping, it's a wrap. He'll knock you out. But he beat Shabarovsky and became a champion again. And he could have easily avoided fighting Elidia Alvarez like everybody else did. I mean, he was the #1 contender for also Stevenson and Adonis Stevenson, and Adonis Stevenson never fought him. A lot of guys were avoiding Elidia Alvarez, and the courageous Sergey Kovalev, the Crusher, decided to fight against him, and when he fought him, he was winning the fight. Okay, he was winning the fight, but faded. Uh, Alvarez was attacking the body. To me, he looked a little more stronger, more that fight. He looked more solid. Kovalev faded during the fight, and that's when he got a nice punch in there and was able to knock him out. But to me, I think he was winning the fight. He just faded, and the kid was sturdy. So because of that, and because what people's opinion was, Elias Alvarez did not train, didn't have a secondary game plan, didn't have a plan B or C. They showed in this fight, and Kovalev became champion for the third time, three-time WBO champion, plus all the accolades he has received in that fight. I think Kovalev and Buddy make a great team. What's going to happen is any of these other guys that are really green, they're relying on a lot of power, like Beterbiev, Bivol, the new champion that knocked out, retired, Adonis Superman Stevenson. These guys haven't met a caliber like Kovalev. Kovalev has tasted the canvas already several times. I believe 2 times. Has been in controversy all the time. Knows how to train. Knows how to make sure he could supervise his own training. Now he got Buddy McGirt in his corner to keep him more focused. Use his boxing game plan. That's what he's good at. Fighting from long distance. I think Buddy McGirt and him, they're gonna be a champion for a long time. I don't know if he could coax one of these other champions. He wants to. Maybe Beterbiev was courageous enough to fight him. But I think Beterbiev's gonna have a long time with him in there, and he's gonna be losing that belt because Kovalev still brings his A game to the boxing repertoire and his A game, and he could box, and he's gonna maintain his stamina. These guys all are still green, even though they received those championships, and they never fought a guy of his caliber. I mean, he only got 2 losses to Andre Ward and 1 to Elias Alvarez, which he avenged. So his resume is still very decent. I think he's big enough and his reach is enough to even confuse cruiserweights and heavyweights, man. The thing is, Kovalev got to defend his belt a couple more times and see if opportunities arrive. I think he could even go toe-to-toe with this guy, Usyk. He could be competitive with Usyk for a couple of rounds, like Tony Bella was. So the sky's the limit for him. I think he could do a lot of things with that career. He also that Keith Thurman, yes, Keith Thurman and Adrian Broner want to fight. I don't know how could that happen. Didn't he lose the fight to Manny Pacquiao? But they're springboarding that, and they're trying to make that fight. A guy that lost the 12-round decision to.
Good morning, sir.
A guy that lost a 12-round decision to.
How you doing?
A guy that lost a 12-round decision to Manny Pacquiao. Now he lost a 12-round decision to Manny Pacquiao, and now he's fighting for, trying to fight for a super title. Unless Manny Pacquiao doesn't want to fight or he's going to retire, I don't think that should be happening. But I don't know. I guess with the marketability of Adrian Broner is making effects. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman is looking for another tuna fight, so I don't know how he's sidestepping all the other fighters and fighting him. You know what I mean? I mean, that was a title defense against Josecito Lopez. Josecito Lopez came in there to take that belt. He put his 110% in that fight. He even tagged him there, but I saw the fight, man, and I'm telling you, this Keith Thurman guy, man, he's like a buzzsaw, man. He's a buzzsaw all night, man. He was scoring punches all through the fight, man. He's dangerous as hell, man. He throws a lot of punches. He got tagged with that left hook in the 7th round, but he kept on moving, man. He kept on chugging. He froze for a little bit and kept on chugging, man. He was fighting a big fighter, long hands, has been in there with the best. When he was fighting Andre Berto, he was winning that fight. But Andre Berto started using that beautiful, fast jab and throwing the right hand under the pipe, and that's what caused him to win. So he wore Josecito Lopez out. But during the fight, when Josecito Lopez was Josecito Lopez was fighting Keith Thurman. He was doing very well, man. He was doing very well. He was trying to win the fight. He was cutting the ring pretty good. But I think he had a problem with the speed of Keith Thurman. He had a problem with the punch output of Keith Thurman. Even though Keith Thurman has been in the ring for a while, Keith Thurman did bring his A game in there. He threw a lot of punches. And by seeing the fight and by seeing the performance of Keith Thurman, I understand why he didn't want to fight that much. Because he's a top tier fighter. He's a premier fighter. He's probably the best fighter in the division. He's probably the only fighter that could probably have the blueprint to beat up Errol Spence or Terence Crawford in the game right there. I mean, other fighters will lose. Danny Garcia might get lucky and score a knockdown or knockout against one of them, but he has a puncher's stance only, man. And when it comes down to fighting a guy like Errol Spence, which is a big body puncher, and as a southpaw, and is undefeated. And also Terence Crawford. I mean, look what Terence Crawford did to Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn is a big dude, big Aussie, very aggressive. Has a win against Manny Pacquiao himself. Went in there, was able to confuse him, back him up, tear him up, took his jab away from him, and stop him. Okay, and this is a guy that went up in another division and knocked that guy in the first round. So Terence Crawford, he got everything in his skill repertoire. He could box. He got the chin. He's been tested already against world-class fighters in other divisions and also in this division because he fought Jeff Horn, man. Jeff Horn tagged his chin a couple of times. He tested that chin, man, and he still persevered and became a champion. So what we want to see is these fighters fight each other. I think Bob Arum, he wants to make deals. I think if Al Heyman and Bob Arum sit down and they want to do something with these fights, it could take place, okay? I don't think Adrian Broner should be fighting Keith Thurman at this time, but if the fight takes place, I hope Keith Thurman could quiet him down and possibly get a knockout. So much wanted to see him fight. Everyone wants to see that fight. That'd be a great fight to see. I really like Keith Thurman. I really like the way he fights. I like the way he prepares for the training. I'm happy that he's a married man. He has a clean life. He brings all that into the game, and that showed in that fight. Because if he was slacking like Adrian Broner does on his training repertoire, he would have been knocked out in that 7th round. But being that he has a clean living, he has all his skill asset there. He was able to persevere and win that fight effectively. I think the only round that he possibly lost was that round. He won all the rounds. He cleaned the rounds. The guy's punch output is monstrous, bro. He throws a lot of punches, so he's a must wanted to see fighter. He's a fighter I like to see. I would like to see him against Errol Spence. I don't think Mikey Garcia could deal with a punch output of Errol Spence in this fight coming up. Everybody's picking Mikey Garcia. I don't know how. He's too small. He struggled with Sergey. I mean, he couldn't put Sergey Lipinets out at 140. And he immediately vacated the belt. He felt too small for that fight, man. So I don't know why, man. He's doing a wild card here and want to fight Errol Spence. He made a huge mistake. I think he should have stood at 135. If he would have fought Lomachenko, it would have been much more competitive. Lomachenko, I think, maxed out at 135. He peaked at that division. Those guys are way too big for him. He looks real small in there, but his skill asset is monstrous, and he's able to compete with them for a while. But I don't know why, but Mikey Garcia, he decided to move up to 147 and challenge the apex fighter at that division, the fresh fighter, a fighter that everybody avoided. Everybody thinks it's because he has one belt. He's not a top-tier fighter. He is a top-tier fighter. He's highly avoided. Even to this day, people don't want to even talk about him. They don't want to fight him. That's a must-see fight. I hope he could recover from the loss, and I know he's gonna probably use his power, try to smother Errol Spence in the first couple of rounds. But after he smothers Errol Spence for a couple of rounds, and he sees that that's not working, and Errol Spence starts smoking, throwing punches to the body, working him, corralling him in there. He's gonna look for the counter punches. The counter punches is not gonna have no effect. Not only does Errol Spence have the punching power, but he has the chin. He's been tagged up by a lot of punches, and they don't have no effect. He just keeps walking through the punches. I mean, Kell Brook did it. Lamont Peterson tried to do it too. Lamont Peterson could tap, and it wasn't having no effect. Uh, and when he starts throwing his punches, a lot of people quit. I mean, he did it with Algieri. He did it with Van Heeren. He did it with a couple of good fighters, seasoned fighters that were also ex-champions. So if Mikey Garcia better be on the defensive, better stop boxing, better start counter punching, man. Don't try to trade with Errol Spence because you're gonna get knocked out. Now to go to the heavyweight division, after being said, I'm going to the heavyweight division now. Manuel Charr is gonna be defending his belt against Fresco Kendo on March. I'm happy to see Manuel Charr was not vacated, stripped of his belt. I see this hungry fighter, Big Baby Miller. He wants an easy way to get a title. He's trying everything possible to get an easy title in there. Thankfully, that belt was not given to him. He saw that the guy from Schenectady, New York, Troy Bryan, who was also undefeated, is not going to be an easy fight. So he leapfrogged from there. The opportunity was there with his propaganda, and he's going to get that fight with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going to use him as a stepping stone when he comes to New York. And the last fight, that big tall guy from Romania, Binu, was tagging him. And the thing with him was that he just ran out of gas. He couldn't deal with the size. He showed it a couple of times. Guys do tag him. They phase him. His defense is not that good. Most of the defense is his bulk and his offense. People are going to start wondering what's going to happen with Joshua when Joshua starts tagging this big dude and this dude still stays in front of him. Joshua's going to have to be consecutive, use a lot of concussive shots on him, use the jab to mess up the Big Baby Miller's offensive style, and just put him away. Keep hitting him with headshots. I don't think the body shots are going to have no effect. He's going to have to box. He's going to have to get this guy his game plan, back him up. I haven't seen too many guys backing up Big Baby Miller. Everybody's is going on the back foot. I think that's going to be the game plan. Anthony Joshua is going to use. He's going to use that right hand to back him up and create openings and just put him away. And somebody has to quiet this guy. This guy's so disrespectful, man. He disrespectful Deontay Wilder before, and now he's disrespecting Anthony Joshua. He's saying he wants to take his mother out. I mean, what kind of stuff is that, man? That's the guy's mother, man. That's a unified world champion. He doesn't have the conduct here in the United States right now, and a lot of guys are losing their jobs in politics and in religion for saying stuff like that. This guy's insulting a world champion, a unified world champion, saying he's gonna take out his mother. He also insulted another world champion, Deontay Wilder, before, something about his wife. Guys like this should not be fighting for a championship. I hope this was happening in Virginia right now, in the DMV area, starts coming into boxing, and we see these guys acting like real world champions. If this happens, something Al Heyman was trying when he started the PPC, clean up boxing, we won't see guys like Adrian Bona getting arrested left and right. We won't see guys like Big Baby Miller insulting other world champions, and he's not even a champion himself. He's just a contender. We won't see guys conducting themselves in that manner. This is a very professional sport. Guys give the blood, the tears, the heart in there. A lot of guys don't make it. They come out with damages, injuries to the brain, cerebral damage, and all that. They should conduct themselves in much professional fashion, in and out of the ring, ensure the professionalism at all time. Guys like AB and like Gerald Miller, all these guys, and even the Charlos, man. The Charlos sometimes, man, they're very disrespectful. These guys should start conducting themselves in a more professional fashion. I think it's gonna start affecting all the sports now because what's happening in the DMV. Also in Puerto Rico, a lot of guys, they can't even insult a woman in public because they will just ask for your resignation and your position. And that's what's happening right now in the DMV with all these politicians. So I don't think if Big Man better get his act together. He's gonna be fighting for a world championship. He should be more professional. Uh, just watch what he says. So if he does make a miracle win, maybe he could smother Joshua. And Joshua is not used to fighting a guy that's 3+. And if he gets lucky and wins, I just hope he doesn't make the mistake of running his mouth in a disrespectful way that could fragment those titles. And if he does make the fight with the winner of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, he controls his composure and leaves the fighting for inside the ring. I just wanted to make this short video, man. I'm happy Manuel Charles fighting for the championship. I hope he makes his first defense against Alfredo Kendo successfully. I don't think it's going to be a problem. And he moves to bigger and better things. He unifies those two aspects, the WBA interim belt with Trevor Bryan has and him. Trevor Bryan is too green. When Manu fights that fight, I think Trevor Bryan's going to be put with somebody else. Maybe Joe Joyce, the winner of Joe Joyce, Bermane Stiverne, is probably going to take that spot because Gerald Miller is going to get a fight for a championship. Trevor Bryan fights one of those winners and then fights Manuel Charles, and that fight takes place. He's a little too green. He's going to probably have trouble with Manuel Charles' boxing repertoire. And we see along the line Manuel Charles fighting one of these other champions and unify that WBA belt. You guys have a great day. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be in your make a little video here for you guys on YouTube so you guys can enjoy boxing. And you guys have a great evening. I know I haven't made videos in a while. Been very busy working, taking care of business. And that's what Gerald Miller needs to do. Take care of business, stop running his mouth, start insulting people's moms and people's wives, and move on to bigger and better things. You guys have a great evening. This is Suleiman Oscar from Professional Boxing. You guys have a great evening, and God bless you all.